How to become an elite point guard in Pro Am on NBA 2K26. Alright, so this is going to be more so of like a yapping type of video, bro. But I will be doing more in-depth videos like that. A lot of people have been asking, but all I'm going to ask is that you like, comment, subscribe, bro. I'm not going to waste no more time. I'm going to get straight into it. So basically, the couple steps that you need to do, and you have to start off with this one first, is the mental, right? The mental is really important. And I'm going to talk about the three things that that's really important when it comes to mentally, bro. I'm telling you, there's a lot of important information right here. And so for the first thing with mental is I'm going to talk about the confidence. So the confidence, bro, you have to have the confidence to shoot the ball and the confidence to the play calls, bro. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to go more in depth about everything else in this video, but mental and confidence is definitely important. You have to go into the game thinking you're going to cook them. You know what I'm saying? Because if you come to the game thinking like, oh, this is the top lock, I'm kind of scared of this top lock, bro, you're not going to perform as well, bro. I'm telling you, you're not going to perform as well if you come in there mentally, you're not as confident, bro. You know what I'm saying? And also staying composed. Now, let's say you go down 20 points in the first quarter. You have to stay composed if you keep going to that game, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you're in the game, you're down 20 and you get checked, you're going to lose the game, especially at point guard, bro. At point guard, a lot of people watch me, bro, and they're like, yo, like, why are you never hyped up, or why you're always just the same, bro? Because look, when I get hyped up, bro, let's say I get hyped up and then we go down 10, bro, I'm going to be down. You know what I'm saying? So I try to be as composed as possible the entire time. I know it's kind of hard for a lot of people to stay composed. Like, you get mad or you think you lost, bro. I'm telling you, bro, as long as you stay composed, bro, you're already ahead of the other point guard. The other point guard is probably infuriated. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of PGs at my level, they probably do stay composed, but even the pros don't stay composed as much, bro. I say probably 50%, if that, stay composed throughout the entire time, which I've learned and mastered. You know what I'm saying? I've mastered it by playing Pro Am so long that being composed is definitely something that I've mastered and that you're going to do it. So trust teammates as well. That's also falls into the mental category. If you don't trust your shooting guard to score the ball, he's not going to go crazy. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to give him the ball. He's like, you got to be able to trust your shooting guard so much that you can give him the ball for the whole game. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, I have Glizzy, right? Glizzy's an amazing shooting guard, which I trust. And he gets the ball and scores 30 when I need him. You know what I'm saying? But you also got to trust your defense. Because you don't want to be that guy that's like not trusting the defense and start chucking threes because you think you're not going to get any defensive stops on the back end. Now look, some people have worse teammates than me. I understand you have worse teammates than me, but you have to trust them regardless, bro. These are the teammates you have to play with. You know what I'm saying? These are the teammates you have to play with, so you have to trust them. You know what I'm saying? You have to trust them. So for mental confidence, stay composed and trust your teammates. Remember those three before you even get in the court, bro. If you can't do these three, you're probably gonna lose majority of your games. You know what I'm saying? 90% of your games you're gonna lose if you don't have these three mentals. But let's keep going. So know when to score. Now look, I'm gonna talk a lot in this video, bro. Know when to score. I'm gonna be honest. You should always be looking to score. Always look to score until they stop you. I'm gonna be honest. Now, you could come out the gate trying to do passes and stuff, but if people don't respect you, they're not gonna let you score. I mean, they're not gonna let you pass, right? The only reason why I can pass, bro, is because I'm a threat to score. If you're not a threat to score, then, bro, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like, I'm gonna be honest, you're not gonna be able to do any of your passes, right? So you gotta know when to score, know when to pass. It's just, it all depends on what team you play as well. You just gotta look at it. But the next thing I'm gonna talk about is the getting up court. A lot of people don't know how to get up court, which is actually kind of hard. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard when you play a really good bumpy lock, especially if you play a lock that plays you all the time. You know what I'm saying? So here's the options you can do, right? There's 4 different options. First option you can do, tell your center get available up court. And look, I'll tell you right now, don't ever ask for a screen coming up court, bro. Oh my goodness. Don't ever ask for a screen coming up court. That is the worst decision you could do as a point guard. Don't ask for your center to set you a screen. That is terrible. Don't do it. Tell your center to be open somewhere coming up court, and you can pass it to them. These are for the pressing people. A lot of these clips, they don't press me because they're kind of scared to press me because of these options right here. You can ask for a center to get available. Boom, you hit them. Another option, you could tell the inbounder get open. Like, let's say the inbounder is coming up and it's the power forward. You want your power forward to come up on the right. You want to hit the power forward on the right. You want to hit them, let them come up. They're not going to press them. If they press them, you should be available. You know what I'm saying? You should be available. Another way is tell your shooting guard come down and set the screen. See, it's different if your center comes up and sets the screen. If your shooting guard comes up, it's you and the shooting guard. The only person that can blitz you is the shooting guard on the other team. And you should be able to avoid that. But if the shooting guard blitzes you, then obviously avoid this, right? Obviously avoid this. And then the next one is tell the center go down and then get up yourself. If you can get up yourself on a lock, because most of the guards are faster than the locks nowadays. Now, if you're me and you're 6'6", you're going to be a little bit slower, so this one is not going to be useful as much. But if you're smaller and you can get open faster, bro, make sure you tell your center go down and get a midi fade. You look in this game, you can take a freaking 3-pointer. You know what I'm saying? You can take a 3-pointer coming up court. So yeah, just make sure you tell your center go down and you can get a bucket just like that. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is basically scoring, and you have to fade. You have to fade, bro. Start fading. On this game, you have to fade. You know what I'm saying? This might not work for next year. This might not work for last year. But this year, you have to fade 3-pointers. If not mid-ranges, bro. You know what I'm saying? That shifty shooter badge is the best badge in the game, bro. Start fading. I'm going to be honest. Start fading, bro. It's literally a cheat code. I can't even emphasize it enough, bro. Start fading, bro. I'm gonna be honest, bro. It's too OP to not fade. All right, so the next thing, use the screen. I'm gonna explain. But before I explain, because a lot of people don't know what use the screen is, I had somebody come in my stream and ask me, what does using the screen mean? Basically, bro, let's say you start off at the right hash and your center sets a screen. You want to drag it all the way to the middle. Don't do any dribble moves. Don't do any dribble moves. Just drag it all the way to the middle. Now, dribbling is way less important in Pro-Am, bro. I'm going to be honest. Like, them dribble heads, there's only a few that do good in the 2K League and do good in general. Now, all the people that be like, yo, the 2K League's done, bro. I'm talking about in general as well, bro, in these competitive matchups. When you join these leagues, right, bro, just make sure you're using the screen, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can switch it up, but sometimes you just want to use the screen, bro. Just dribble way left. Start off at the left hash and just go straight to the middle. Tell your center hold the screen, right? Make the power forward step. You know what I'm saying? That's your goal, to make the power forward step. Yeah, bro. You want to make the power forward step, make their defense move around and stuff like that. All right, so to the next one. Randomly look around and see who's open. So for instance, when I'm coming up court, sometimes I kind of look at the corner. I look at both corners, right, to see if they're like kind of stepping up further. And you can call a cut. The cut will be wide open, bro. You know what I'm saying? The cut will be wide open if you call it. Yeah, just kind of randomly look at who's sleeping. Kind of look at who's sleeping. Look at whose cut will be wide open, and then call it. You can have it wide open, bro. I'm telling you. Yeah. That's one of the first steps that I do with calling plays, but we're gonna talk about calling plays now. I'm gonna tell y'all a couple plays and sets you can use, right? These are simple plays. Now I can go in depth and call and give my plays out. You know what I'm saying? But I need this video to get a few likes. You know what I'm saying? I need this video to get at least 200 likes if you want my plays. I'm gonna give y'all some plays that y'all can use yourself. So overloads, you can use the overload. So for overload is when, let's say you're going on the right hash and your right corner goes to the top key. Once your right corner goes to the top key, now you have basically the whole right side. You know what I'm saying? Now you have the whole right side to work. You know what I'm saying? Normally the center is going to be open, but also the right corner is going to be open to fade. Another thing is an off ball. Off ball can work. It depends on how their power forward plays, but you can always call off ball. If you don't know what that is, you can tell your center to set a screen for your shooting guard. Basically, your shooting guard move around back and forth, and then you can get a bucket yourself, or you can pass your shooting guard wide open. I usually run off balls for my shooting guard. It's normally open. You have pops. So pops, let's say your center is setting a screen, right? Let's say he's setting it middle, and he pops to the right hash. You go to the left, and either you have a wide open dunk, or the center is wide open. The quick slips, let's say you do a quick slip. It's basically your center acts like you're setting a screen and goes straight down. Boom, it's wide open. If it's not wide open, you have a wide open mid range. That's what I like to do when I like to get wide open mid ranges as well. I like to call it quick slips. Another tip you can do, bro, you can go at the shooting guard. The shooting guard is the weakest link on the floor besides the point guard, right? But it's way easier to go at the shooting guard than a point guard, right? But the shooting guard has way less defense than a lock. So what you want to do is, right, you want to call some movement, right? Now we're going to talk about some movement after this, but the shooting guard, you always want to go at the shooting guard. You don't want to go at the lock because the lock has 99 perimeter, bro. You don't want to go at the lock, bro. But let's talk about the movement. So the movement, you can do wraps. Wrap is simple. A wrap is simple, right? All you can, so a wrap basically is, let's say your shooting guard's at the left and you're at the right, you could just say wrap, boom, y'all switch sides basically. Y'all basically switch sides. That's all you can do. You could also come to the court and your shooting guard can set a screen for you, and then it's an automatic switch. You're gonna switch or you're wide open. You know what I'm saying? But some other things that you can do for movement is cuts. I love to do cuts. This isn't to get the shooting guard on you, but this is just free game. Cuts are definitely the best method to get free buckets. Now I'm gonna tell you this right now. You want to call something every single play, bro. When I say always have movement, you want to call a cut every play or a wrap every play. I promise. Now look, look. Remember I told you this, because at first I didn't like doing this. You know, I didn't like talking. Why do I have to call all this to score? I'm telling you, call it every single play. You're gonna see your game evolve. I'm telling you. But all right, so next thing, watch the power forward more than the lock. Bro, a lot of people ask me, yo, what are you looking at when you score? I'm looking at the power forward most of the time. Not all the time. I told y'all before, I look at the court sometimes, but most of the time, I'm looking at the power forward. And I'm gonna be honest, if I can see a power forward is trash, I know I'm gonna score 50. I know I'm gonna score 30 if the power forward is playing a certain way, not the lock, because the power forward is the lock. You know what I'm saying? The power forward is he's the reason why the lock is good, right? So the way you want to score on the power forward, right, is you want to distract the power forward. When I say distract the power forward, I mean calling plays or calling movement, like cuts and wraps, like I told you. You know what I'm saying? Because cuts are definitely a lot. Off balls with power forward has that step. It's a lot that has to do with the power forward, bro. You know what I'm saying? Or the back end. Let's say the back end, because, you know what I mean? If center might be in the back end against some teams y'all play. But most teams I play, the power forward is in the back end. But if the power forward isn't playing well, you can literally score every play like I have here. I'd say it every time. If the power forward is not playing well, you can score every single play. Now, get back on the break. Now, I don't have any clips of me getting back on the break, but I will tell y'all that is so important. So let's say, right? Let's say your shooting guard has the ball, right? And he goes up and shoots a smothered. He shoots a bad shot, yada, yada, yada. He shoots a bad shot, boom, right? So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to run as fast as you can to get back on the break, bro. Get back on the break and get that steal, or play defense, whatever you would like to do. Just get back and play D, and your team will not let up a lot of points, bro. I'm gonna be honest. You want to do that. You want to literally get back on the break. So important. I can't emphasize that enough for the people that get flooded, because that's how people get flooded, by not getting back on the break. Now, corner defense. Corner defense, I'm gonna talk about this for a little bit, because corner defense is definitely very important. It could really make or break your team this year. I'm gonna be honest, because corner defense, it helps the defense so much this year, because you can score all types of waves from any different length from the court, all types of stuff. So one thing I'm gonna say is showing the hash. Showing the hash, bro. So let's say you're guarding the corner and your hash wants to pinch. If you don't know what a pinch means, basically a hash wants to go up to the person with the ball and reach, basically. And you can help out by showing on the hash and then getting back to your corner. You know what I'm saying? So you don't give up a bucket, right? So you have to master that, because you also have to guard your cut, but you also have to communicate to your power forward, which I'm gonna talk about in a second. But guard your cut, like I said. So a lot of locks that I play like the decks a lot, so you gotta worry about the decks and the cut, right? So you have to perfect your defense, bro. You don't need high perimeter defense. You don't need high agility to play a cut. For all the people that be like, yo, do you think I need this, that, and the third for guarding a cut? Bro, you're in the corner, bro. It's not that serious. I promise it's not that serious, bro. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do all that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now, the last thing for corner defense, communicate with your shooting guard, lock, and power forward. Now, communicate with your shooting guard, right? Because you want to say, look, shooting guard, are you pinching? If not, I'm going to stay in the corner. If you're not going to pinch, I'm going to stay in the corner. You know what I'm saying? That is very good. All right, so for the lock, right? For the lock, you want to ask your lock, like, look, do you want me to show? Are you doubling? Are we running red? If you don't know what red is, it's basically a double team where everybody's helping everybody, basically, right? And then the power forward, you want to communicate with your power forward. Do you want me to drop? Because sometimes power forwards drop. I mean, sometimes point guards drop at the corner, because I drop at the corner. I'm going to be honest, I drop sometimes at the corner. Or if the power forward tell you, don't move. You know what I'm saying? Or if you want to drop from anything, just make sure you're communicating with your teammates, bro. And the last thing I'm going to say is basically stick with the same team, bro. Stick with the same team, bro. I'm telling you, you can be so good with the same team, bro. Your chemistry can be up. Everybody's communicating well. It's just sticking with the same team is so important. I know it's kind of hard for some people in case you get dropped or you know, if you just don't like your teammates, bro, if you stick with the same team, bro, all these are just gonna come so much more naturally, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna come so much more easily and naturally. You want to be able to stick with the same team, bro. Chemistry is just so much more important. But yeah, like I said, this was just gonna be a yapping video, bro. I'm gonna have a lot more visual type of things, but this was just a yapping video, bro. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. But look, we posting every day, bro. This is like day 42 or something like that. But spam 101 out. Let's get it.